Hello homies, that is homies. Welcome to today's video. We're going to be talking about music. Different bands, all sorts of shit. Rappers, all sorts of stuff. And why do I want to talk about music? Because I'm a musician. I make music. Okay, I produce. I've been producing for 7 years and I've been rapping for 4. Okay, so I really want to share my experience and then talk about these artists that are really good and I think you should check out. Starting with Mom Jeans. Yes, you know Mom Jeans. If you don't, they're a Midwestern emo band from California, and they are genius. Everything that they play is fucking fantastic. They have this like really mellow, chill vibe, and Eric, the singer, is fantastic. He's good at putting in that emo vibe, whereas the rest of the music is very upbeat, up tempo, except for Death Cup. Death Cup's a little down tempo, and it's just beautiful. The way they make music is beautiful. Now, if we're talking about rappers, I want to talk about JID. JID is my favorite rapper of all time, and Mike Shinoda is second. Let me explain why. JID plays like a drum. His flows are like a drum. If you've ever listened to somebody do a drum cover on YouTube or just straight drums by themselves, JID does that perfectly in flow. He mastered the art of flow and making it sound like a drum set. Now, if we're going into Mike Shinoda is also a producer and a rapper just like me. He produced for Linkin Park. He did most of the backing tracks for Linkin Park. Keyboards, percussion, all sorts of stuff for Linkin Park. And if you haven't checked out Post Traumatic, you should go check out Post Traumatic. It's a fantastic album. He's really good at singing too. He's well versed and is great at what he does. Just fucking fantastic. Go check him out. I'll link him in the description, and I'll also link my own stuff. Now, getting back to me, where did I start making music? So back in 2020, I was about to get kicked out of my house. I was 18, and my homie Connor came over to the house. And when he came over to the house, he's like, "Hey, I'm working on this song. Do you want to be on it?" I was like, "Nah, bro, I'm chilling. I don't want to be on that song." He's like, "Come on, I really want you on it." I was like, "Fine." And so he pulls up a beat, right? He pulls up this, like, I think it was a Denzel Curry type beat. And when he pulls it up, I instantly started writing. I was like, okay, this, that, and the third. Whoop, 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 whoop. This, that, third. Okay, I got this flow. Got that. It instantly, like, clicked in my brain how to write. And then Connor did his verse. I'm going to link that song in the description. Shout out to Connor, ex-winners. I recorded my verse in about a minute, 2 minutes, and it's called Sandbox. The song's called Sandbox, or at least that's what I named it. I think ex-winners had a different name for it. And when I did this song, everybody in the friend group agreed that I was, excuse me, voice crack, that I was insanely good, like really good for my first time ever rapping. You can be the judge of that. I'll link it in the description, as well as my newer shit. But Connor was like, "Damn, bro, that's fire." And I was like, "Thanks, bro. I don't know what I'm doing." And we left it at that. And I just continued writing, you know. I just found myself writing more and more and more. I couldn't stop. It like clicked with me. I had so much trauma and baggage from the past that I just needed to get it out and just unleash that into art. And something about writing rap was really like was gifted to me. I didn't have a choice in the matter. It just came to me naturally. And then I had another song with Camo B, and I don't like Camo B anymore. We'll get into that story later. Actually, I have another video, Homeless. It's called Homeless, where I talk about Cam and how he kicked me out. And basically, I wrote a song with Camo B called Angry. And that song was fire too. His verse was way better than mine. But I recorded an album called Home Over Heart. And that was my first ever album I recorded. It was January 2020. So really I started in 2019. It was January 2020 that I released Home Over Heart. I'll link that in the description as well. And yeah, that was my first ever album. It wasn't a success, but my homie Jeremiah, who was the plug, the drug dealer, he hit me up and he's like, "Yo, this is actually pretty good. I see major potential in you, dude." And I was like, "Thanks, bro," because he was rapping at the time as well, and he was infinitely better than I was. You know, he had all the studio equipment. I was just recording on Audacity at the time. And for Audacity, it doesn't sound that bad. I was on some X shit. not gonna lie. So I recorded that, and then I moved on to my next album. It was Subliminal Take or something like that. I don't have it anymore. A lot of my albums are gone because my hard drive failed, and I wish I had backed them up on Mediafire or some kind of website, SoundCloud, something. But I don't have them anymore. But I created like 3 other albums, and then I hit Square Root. Square Root was my first album that was really like massively improvements, like fast flows, like stepping into the game, fucking getting my shit together. And I finally figured out how to do a perfect flow. I finally figured out lyricism to a T, and it worked really well in my favor. You know, it could have been a lot worse, but it was really good. And then I had my first ever conceptual album, which was Life is a Game, Death is a Reality. It was 20 tracks, and I still have one track that I'm going to link in the description called Hope/Timid. That was really good, and it always stuck with me. It's over a somber piano beat. I'm going to link it in the description for y'all. But I really liked that album too. You know, it was a conceptual state of mind where I was saying life is a game and death is a reality. It was basically me going over Rochelle's death, which is a family member of mine, and how life is a game. You play it how you want to play it. And death is what really comes after death is what you're going to experience the rest of your life. You know, we're only here for 100 years, but death, after you die, what happens? Where do you go? That was the whole state of mind for that album, you know, because you're there for an eternity after death. There's no rebirth. I mean, come on, be realistic. There's no rebirth. You're not going to be reborn on the earth. There's no way, right? So that was the state of mind for that album. And then I moved on to my first ever, I guess, real album. No, my bad. I didn't move on to my next real album. I started doing singles. I did Roots. I did Fuck Is You. I did I Cannot. I did Tell Me. I started improving, and at this point I bought a professional microphone at FL Studio, which shout out to FL Studio. That's what I'm recording in right now to mix and master my track vocals here. Basically, I had become professional overnight, and I got hit up by Jeremiah. I got a call from him, right, from the plug, and he's like, yo dude, you've really improved in these 2 years. It was 2022, and he's like, you've really improved. I want to like co-sign you and shit. So we started talking every day, and it didn't really go anywhere, unfortunately, because dude had his own life that he needed to attend to. And I hope one day he sees this, because I really want to reconnect with him. He was a homie. This dude was a real homie. Like, I don't think I've had a homie as real as Jeremiah. Well, Connor, obviously. But, like, I mean, to a T, like, money-wise, getting to know me personally, musicianly, or as a musician, understanding that state of mind and how we create. You know, great minds think alike. And I never really had that in a musician. Cam and I always butted heads because he made hip-hop 90s stuff. I make trap. You know, we're 2 completely different genres, and we always butted heads there because I wanted him on a trap beat, but he always said no. I was like, fine then, fuck you. Like, I knew my shit was hot, and I knew my shit was better than Cam's. Cam is all about, you know, killing people and fucking, he doesn't do any of that. The stuff in his rhymes, he doesn't do any of that shit. Okay? I do. When I say fuck a bitch, I'm gonna go fuck a bitch, whether it's in VRC or in real life. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna fuck a bitch, period. Like, that's just how it is. Cam doesn't fuck no bitches. Dude tried to pull a 40-year-old woman and couldn't even pull a 40-year-old woman. Yikes. Anyway, then I created my first album that I considered a real album, and that was a remaster of Life is a Game. I removed Death is Reality, and I just called it Life is a Game. And I still have the lyrics to some of the songs, but I deleted the entire tracks. It got deleted because I restarted everything. I restarted my SoundCloud. I had like 2K followers at the time. My biggest song, Up on the Top, had 23K listens. I was popping, low-key popping. And I regret deleting everything because now I have to start over, but that's okay. You live, you learn, right? I have newer shit out now that's more defining of what I want to do in the future. And it was super lyrical. It was super conceptual. My favorite song was I Been, and I'm going to re-record that soon. as soon as I get a microphone. Shout out Run Produces, because he produced that track. He deleted the beat because he heard my song and he was like, yo, this is fire. I don't want anybody else to use this beat. It's exclusive to you. I don't have the beat anymore, so I'm sorry, Run. That's my fault. My fault, G. But overall, I've had a really good time making music. There's something about creativity, and when you express your mind through, whether it be drums, piano, guitar, vocals, rapping, poetry, drawing, you know, any kind of art, automotive industry, even like working on cars is an art. There's something about following that dream, even if it doesn't make you successful. It brings you happiness, internal happiness, and it's therapy. It's therapy that people undercredit. They say, oh, you need therapy. No, my art is my therapy, and a lot of people don't recognize that, is that art is therapy, and art really helps the mind ease itself, because you're, instead of being mundane and going through your day-to-day dwelling on things, you're channeling those emotions into something that creates something or fixes something or is beautiful at the end. Like, imagine working on a BMW, right, and it's a shit box, and then you install a new muffler on that, you LS swap it, this, that, and the third, and then it's fucking beautiful when you're done, right? It's beautiful. You put a wrap on it, it's beautiful. A 328i, for example, right? Anyway, for me, it was music. Everybody has that art and creativity behind them. You just gotta go find it. I always tell people, try something you're not used to, because I used to be a metal guy. I only listened to metal, and I got into rap maybe 2 years before I started rapping. And I remember memorizing my first rap song. It's called Ghost by Whit Lowry. Okay, Ghost by Whit Lowry is such a good song. You should go listen to it. And I know that entire song by heart because I memorized it in the 12th grade. It just hit home to me. Anyway, that was today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, homies. That is homies. Have a great rest of your day. Love yourself, and Zaijian.